two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
All right, welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes. We are your source for Midwest cannabis news, culture, and more. I am Aaron.
Hey, I'm Dave.
What's going on? We're the Two Dope Dudes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
I always like to say that we're the Two Dope. Oh, I don't always, but I started saying that. Yeah, like we're the Two Dope Dudes. Like, hey, this is the intro.
Yeah. No, I
So-
like it.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. How are you? How is everybody out there? What's going on? How's your week? Are you staying warm? Are you
Hopefully, because it has been a brisk one.
Dude, it's been pretty bad.
Oh, it
Honest to
sucks.
God. It's bad. Well, it's supposed to warm up next week, so that's good. I'm excited about that. Maybe we can disc golf next week. That
I
would
hope
be
so.
I would be happy to get out and get some disc golf going. I haven't disc
Fingers
golfed in
crossed.
way too long.
Yeah.
It's been too cold for tags and everything.
And usually I push through and just do it, but it's been snowing the last two, and then was yesterday it was -9 when I
Yeah,
woke up
if
with like
it's
a real feel of
yeah,
26 below or something. I was like, nah, I'm okay.
that's just dangerous, right?
Yes, literally. Yeah.
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 Yeah, we don't have any warming centers at our disc golf course to warm up at.
No. And I think because we're physically active and moving, like our body temperature would stay high enough to whatever. And it's not like we're out there for days, like we're, yeah, an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think you're going to be all right. But there are times where literally, like a few Super Bowl Sundays ago, it said don't spend more than 2+ hours playing disc golf. So what
Yeah.
the hell?
What the hell? Whoa. Hey,
Oh my God. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, bro, I need a new computer. I know. I know. I think it. I can't.
It's so expensive right now, bro.
I know. And I wonder if, yeah, being like the motherboard or something, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That was weird. I was like, oh, I assume it just froze.
Is it doing it again?
No. I
Oh,
just
okay.
assumed that it froze.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Bummer. Well,
Meh.
I can cut it
Yeah.
or not. Depends on how lazy I am.
Yeah,
Some-
it's all right. Well, hey.
Hey.
All right.
All right, fuck it.
Trying
but-
to get it done.
Yeah, but it's okay. Hope everybody's staying warm. I hope Super Bowl Sunday this year is as warm as it was last year. Actually, a little bit warmer because last year was fun.
Yes. That would
And
be
I'm looking
nice.
forward to this year.
We had a pretty chill We've been getting pretty lucky with some chilled out winters lately, and this one has just been aggressive early. So
I think we've gotten more snow before it's even winter because like winter doesn't start till December 21st. I think we've gotten more
Yeah.
snow this fall than we have the last couple winters overall.
oof. When you say it like that, it feels even worse.
Yeah, it's I mean, shit. We've gotten 18 plus ish inches already. And yeah,
Yeah.
winter starts in just a few days. Stay
Yum.
warm. Stay
Yum.
warm.
Yeah.
Let's throw some plugs in real quick. Let's get into the YouTube comments and let's get into the fun stuff that we got to talk about today. I'm excited about today's show. We're going to talk all about rescheduling. Everybody's super in on the what is the word I'm looking for? The hype of rescheduling. And I'm going to tell you at the very end why it's not going to mean most of the stuff that people say.
Yeah,
So
good.
Yeah.
Because
it's, well, get the
I
hype.
watched, yeah, I no financial advice here. I watched the stocks start to surge last
Mhm.
week, and I was like, how do I sell against this stuff? Like, I'm ready to just, there's
Mhm.
no way it's going to dive on Monday. And then if you look at it now, it's like they dove, everything's 10% down,
Yeah, of
whatever.
course. Well, I mean, it's Monday and there's no executive orders planned for today anyway. So
Yeah.
uh, you can find us, the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite podcast and streaming apps. Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Please give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. That's to our audio listeners. We appreciate you. Follow us on Twitter at Two Dope Dudes, and then supportdopepeople.com, along with links to our other pods. And Dave may even have a t-shirt on there someday soon.
Whoa.
If you would buy a Peace, Love, and Cope t-shirt, leave a comment. So Dave will be convinced to do that. And yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not busy on Thursday night, come hang out with me on YouTube, Peace, Love, and Cope. I'll be streaming live. It is 8 p.m. Central. Let me help you take your health back into your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah, Ben.
thank you to all the people who have jumped on the live things and actually had the conversations with me and stuff. We have been having the ability to get in and hold conversations. If any of you would like to hold the conversation live with me sometime, let me know. I would be more than happy to bring you on as a guest. And yeah, we'll probably do that every other week or something, maybe.
Sweet. Yeah, it's cool to have the ability to do that, you know?
S- I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the interactions are um it makes it much easier for me.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. YouTube comments. All right.
Look at our
YouTube
smiling faces.
YouTube comment. Yeah, someday I will learn Photoshop and figure out thumbnails and stuff like that. Otherwise, I just was like, I'm just going to use whatever default thumbnail it gives me.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
Sometimes it's a lot, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Peace, love, and cope. And, that's the thing. There's a lot of other creators out there who are doing this and are only doing this to try and make money, try and get sponsorships, et cetera, et cetera. You'll notice that we don't really care about any of that stuff. And it's the message that's important. And, also just doing a thing with our friends. So we don't have to take it too seriously all the time, is my point. Do it for the love of the game. Peace, love, and cope. What an awesome premiere. Sorry I didn't make it sooner, but I was loving the crowd today. Thank you for all the support. Absolutely.
Wow. That guy.
Yeah, that guy. Hey, thanks, Peace, Love, and Cope. We appreciate you. Cole
No, it was a lot of fun in that premiere last week. It was
it's one of the things I look forward to every Wednesday. Just getting to hang with the community and people that are awesome, the people that are stop by and leave comments. We love you. We appreciate you. Speaking of people we love and appreciate, the Cole memo. Lots of great info packed into this episode. Love the conversation. It floated me through my lunch and into my afternoon. And you already know I kicked that like button on my way in. Thank you, Aaron and Dave, for making this show for the people. Appreciate you, Cole. And it was fun watching you on the Cole memo the other night, getting to do what you do. Cole is just bringing you in for after the news stories, and you were getting to give your perspective, and I love it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun actually.
Yeah. Cole's awesome. Grojo, who I was talking to the other day, Grow. I struggle with social media myself. I have to limit my exposure, or I feel so overwhelmed, and it's really hard to know who or what is trustworthy. I mean, that's kind of the point of what they do, is just to overwhelm you,
It is yeah, I mean, the more controversial sometimes the more engaging.
Yep.
But yeah, because we're trying to solve a problem that's insolvable, and you will go down rabbit holes attempting to,
Mhm.
yeah, get to the end. But there is no end of Facebook. You can't win that.
No, you can't.
No, can't beat
Uh,
it.
Also from Grojo, great episode. Finally, some help for endometriosis. I agree,
Yep.
100%.
Oh yeah,
Minnesota Organics, what's up?
my friend.
Yes, our friend Mr. Rourke 420. Hey now,
Hey
Ico
now,
Ico.
hey now.
No, it's a Grateful Dead thing. Ico Ico.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Uh, Frank LaBarbera. Damn, I missed it. Well,
Welcome back.
welcome
You
back.
did. You never missed anything. You're never late here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then there was another comment recently too. Might have just let's see here. Oops, let me turn that. Go back here. Daily Homegrown, Dr. Danknugs, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, uh, Sean Whitney,
Yeah.
Greasy Tree Seeds.
Oh.
Yeah, friend of vouched for by Dr. Danknugs. So auto wrench. There's our friend Mr. Rourke 420. Let's see here. Macho Grams. More Daily Homegrown. Was there anybody else that stopped by? Let's see here. Brandon Krieger. Yeah, Brandon Krieger stopped
Oh
by.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know Cole was in here too. There you go.
Yeah.
And our friend John Voight.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Chi-Town Hi-Fi. What is that right there? The Shadow.
Oh, The Shadow 3001 Chi-Town Hi-Fi. Yeah, there you go.
Mhm. Fire.
Yeah. Like I said, just coming here, hanging out with the community on Wednesday. Absolutely love it. There is this comment on, this is an old short of ours. I saw this today. Oops. It's not what I wanted to do. Let me go back here. What did I do?
He broke it. Picked it up in plain
Yeah, there we
daylight
go.
and you stretched it on the right. The little count.
Thank you. Yeah. I saw this. So this was like 4 months ago. This was the Ohio cannabis law changes. Too bad they gave Ohio voters the option to vote yay or nay on a taxed legislation, and the majority said okay. Then someone in the legislature said, I didn't get my way, so now I want to change what the constituents voted for. What a load of crap. Maybe cut the term limits to just 6 months so they don't screw anything up too bad. I mean,
Minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty rough.
Yep.
Pretty
0
rough.
months would be better, but
I mean, you know me. I think less government is more. Less is more.
yeah. But
Hey,
I
I'm
do
glad.
like
I'm
that.
glad they remembered and came back 4 months later to comment on that.
Yeah, I think with all the Ohio stuff going on, it probably, yeah.
It's made a lot of people upset, and I understand why.
Oh,
You know.
shit. It's kind of gross.
Well, as of today, it still hasn't been. It's not a bill yet.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
It hasn't been signed yet. So
good because there needs to be massive revisions to it. Like,
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, from our friends over at Illinois News Joint, IDFPR. Solicits feedback for Administrative Cannabis Rules. You and Cole talked about this a little
Yeah.
bit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think, and then Cole had the idea, which is a great idea, is that everybody should solicit the feedback that they should
Continue
ask
to
for
keep,
feedback
yes,
more.
keep asking for, yeah.
hmm So IDFPR is asking owners, employees, and customers, that's you probably, of cannabis business establishments to offer suggestions to potential updates and changes to the rules regarding dispensaries and their employees under the CRTA and the Compassionate Use of Medical Cannabis Program Act. Excuse me. IDFPR has created a survey which can be found here. You can also use your phone and click on that. What is that? The QR code. and it'll take you there. Are there three specific sections of the? I'm sorry, not three. Are there specific sections of the rules that you believe should be changed? Do you have any ideas of how IDFPR can improve upon the rules that aren't captured in the current rules? And do you consent to a member of IDFPR's Cannabis Control Section or Office of Legal Affairs reaching out for additional information on your suggestions or recommendations? The form will not automatically collect details such as names and email addresses unless people voluntarily provide them. And the rules for adult use dispensing organizations can be found at a link, and the MCDO, or the Medical Cannabis Dispensing Organizations, can be found there. I thought it was going to be the compassionate use of. That's why I just automatically said it and then didn't. Sounded weird. Hey, welcome to the Elevated News Podcast, where Aaron says weird stuff sometimes.
Dude, you make it up. It sounded good though.
Yeah, it did sound good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should. It's open until what? January 7th. So
7th, I think. Yeah.
yeah, everybody should go there and tell them what you think of the rules, or if you have a good idea, tell it to them. Maybe we'll get something. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to call a few of my friends in the dispensary space and see what they're pushing for, because I would imagine like every dispensary group is like, make sure all of your employees get in there and they sign the thing and say, don't, I don't know. I don't know what dispensary groups are mad at the IDFPR over or wish would change, but
I mean, I think, yeah, I have yet to do it, but that's just because I want to collect my thoughts and present them in a way, so I'm just not railing against the system, because I don't necessarily think that's productive for me.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah. No, I've thought about it since, and like, again, it's really neat, but I think it's because I'm so like shocked and caught off guard that I can't like come up with a single thing. I'm like thinking of everything, but
I mean,
like, yeah.
I feel like I'm glad that Illinois has done this, but I just don't. It's either I don't see what's productive is going to come out of it. It's like, hey, what can you guys think of that we can suggest to the lawmakers that will never get done? Or like, we've run out of ideas of stuff we can actually get done. Let's get some really easy to implement ideas that don't take a change in the law that we could, like, what are they going to do? They're going to have a contest for a new frickin' like icon for the compassionate use of cannabis, or like, are we doing like that? Like,
Yeah.
like what realistically can IDFPR do without
they
actually changing the law?
Well,
and they don't have
that's
the
it is-
capacity to change the law.
but they could be the advocates of changes happening. We're like,
They could be, but there is is there an office of advocacy in Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, or is it a bunch of people who just work in an office and do whatever job that they're assigned to do?
I mean, like Cole and I were talking about too, like they did something good in that curbside.
Sure.
Right? But like curbside really only exists from what I've heard and seen people talk about in like the medical space. Not a lot of recreational places are trying to do a curbside pickup because of how like, I mean, is anybody ever going to come into your building? Is anybody ever going to spend the extra $10 that you try to upsell them on when everything is purchased electronically? Like walk in the store. And even then, when people are pre-ordering into the store, they walk in and you're like, oh, this is all you got? Did you see we just got the new $10 upsale item that you should check out? And did you need a pack of cones or whatever? You know what I mean? Like there's all those little things that a dispensary could capture that they couldn't if they were walking product out to you. So I don't know that rec dispensaries are going to do it anyway.
Yeah, because a recreational dispensary or most dispensaries at this point are just, it's another retail opportunity for sales. It's just,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, we say it all the time.
Let's capture all of it that we can. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So it makes sense. They don't care about curbside. Curbside was
Yeah.
nice in the beginning when it was cold and I didn't
Again,
have to go and be around a bunch of people.
for medical patients, it
Yeah.
made a lot of sense. Like, especially people that are like, wheelchair bound, or if you're a caregiver for a minor
Immunocompromised.
and the minor is with you all the time and they have to sit in the car and like, what, you gonna leave them in the car and then run inside? Like, there's a lot of weird things that could
Yep.
have happened. So it's awesome that it's there and available. I don't know that it's gonna happen, but like people were talking about like drive-through possibilities too. And I know that that was a topic of conversation in the past that like, okay, maybe they finally get over that or get off that. But like, think of that old facility we used to go to in North Aurora. You can't fucking drive through that. So it
No.
puts that company at a huge disadvantage to the other people who have the,
Mm-hmm.
space to do a drive-through potential. So I don't know. There's like,
Maybe we need a group of investors, property investors that make drive-through cannabis facilities.
McDonald's,
Basically,
Wendy's, and McDonald's are pretty
well, I
much
mean, hey,
landlords anyway.
look at Batavia. Batavia, their new dispensary is in the old Arby's. So I
Maybe
guess technically,
that's what I was gonna say. Maybe that's why they shut down all the Arby's, bro. So we could bring in dispensaries instead.
we'll look for one coming to maybe Oswego then soon.
They said, "Where's the beef?"
Because that Arby's has been closed forever.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's it. You know, I um, I just can't think of anything that's like super drastic. Obviously, like the tax rate would
Hmm.
be great. We talked about that with the coal thing. Like if you
But
know,
that's yeah.
every medical patient could go to every dispensary and get a medical tax rate, like that would be huge. But that is not beneficial to the 50 or 60 licenses that were opened as medical dispensaries to begin
No,
with.
the only thing they're concerned about is capturing like more people and more taxes. Like the state's not going to change anything that doesn't do anything for the state. Unless you can say, hey, this is going to generate more revenue for us, they don't care.
Well, and they already have medical patients shopping at
Yeah,
recreational dispensaries. So, like, they're capturing, like you said, they're capturing that tax rate. Why would they change that?
exactly. Why
Yeah.
would they change that? I mean, it's very typical of government. I mean, once it's done and over with, it's done and over with. We don't want to revisit that. We've already visited that. We have all
Yeah.
these other things we can visit. Like the Illinois Department of Agriculture and the Division of Cannabis Regulation, excuse me, posted for download an update to the media request and video photography permit application form. It adds more compliance details. That's the point, compliance. For media products created or produced on the premises of a cannabis licensee, including a new provision about advertising.
Hmm.
So, no filming or photographing vaults, security procedures, registered product names, or plant tags with product names. This is because of the new metric. This is because the new metric stuff is proprietary, and they don't want this stuff getting out, and they don't want people reporting on diversion, and they don't want people taking pictures of the tags so that they can prove stuff has powdery mildew or aphids, stuff like that. This is stuff we've seen in other states. Visitors must be escorted, logged, and issued visitors with badge. No filming of any security video screens, locations of video cameras, or security vulnerabilities. That means no whistleblowing.
This has
No,
been pretty, I mean, though it says it's like new, this has been like pretty common
sure.
knowledge, but now that's why it's in the Department of Ag. Like, so
Mhm.
you can't do it at a dispensary, which is IDFPR,
Mhm.
but they're saying ag because now at a cultivation site,
Mhm.
any one of the people who work at the cultivation site can't walk into the vault, take a picture
Mhm.
of how much cannabis is laying around, and then go show all their homies, like, yo,
That's
look at
right.
how much we got.
That's
Which
right. No filming or photography of or film agent badges. The wording on this is really weird. Sorry. For anybody just listening, no filming or photography blueprint of facilities. Plus, you have to a completed form must be submitted by the facility when requesting approval for media entry, video or film recording, photography, or similar activities inside a licensed cannabis facility. As required under the CRTA, all media requests must be reviewed and approved by the IDOA DCR prior to any on-site activity.
who's
Uh,
doing
I mean, I see people in facilities making like Instagrams and stuff all the time. So is that like, are they not allowed to do that?
I would have yeah, it's weird. I mean, what so are you allowed to do it without cameras being like the where cameras are at in the facility, and obviously if you stay out of vaults,
I
um
mean, but like if you're in a flower room,
well, that's what I'm saying, like, can you take pictures with? Because I've been to cultivation
mhm.
centers and we have taken photos of, like, the
But you guys
plants that
have
are there, and
probably have prior access and you guys already are badged and
yeah, but I would
known.
imagine this is for badged people as
I,
well. I would imagine
sure.
that, like, they're, like, hating on the whole process. So, like you're saying, the Instagram reels, if your Instagram reel is of, like, the facility and you're panning
Mhm.
through it, and
Yeah.
in that pan, you see
There's
where,
a
like,
security camera.
the
Yeah.
cameras are located in the room, then it breaks a security contract where, like, now everybody knows where the hell to
Right.
go if they wanted to, right? So,
Right.
yeah,
'Cause,
I
I mean,
mean,
we've had so many break-ins at all the facilities. I mean, it's been so widespread.
a couple of dispensaries have,
Sure.
um, and again, they're under constant video surveillance, right?
By the
But that
state.
but that shows how much, like, video surveillance does for people too, right? Like, you could
Yeah.
have as many video cameras as you want,
It's a
but
deterrent.
how do you attach those people together, right? We used to talk about this at the dispensary, because we're not at a dispensary. You're not allowed to keep somebody's information for more than 24 hours, right? So,
Mhm.
like, if they walk through the front door and they do the scan of the IDs and shit, that
Mhm.
scanner does collect your information and validate it to a um the database or whatever,
Sure.
that's like, okay, you're over 21. But that's all really that thing is doing. We can keep that information for 24 hours in the case that you walk in the dispensary. We have to scan everybody's ID to get in. And then
Mhm.
once you're in, now you pull out a gun and you start fucking demanding shit. And then you run out. And, like, now we know exactly who you are.
Right.
Comparatively, if we scan you in, hold your information for 0 minutes, right? Which is places that I was in the past, they had their readers set up to that. And I was like, yo, 24 hours, dog. Like, no offense to
Yeah.
anybody. I'm not trying to retain your information. But, like, if we're talking about that level of
Right.
security, right? And we had, like, a few people steal things, like, but it
Sure.
was like ancillary glass shit. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I care about that fucking $10 pipe that much that I'm trying to, you know, it's
Right. But
just
I at
the,
least gotta provide a police report to trespass you. You know what I mean?
right.
Because
And
like
all that.
that's what my job is.
Well, and if
Not because
that's
I'm trying to call the cops, but like
there was
that's what yeah.
there was many of instances where, like, okay, that would come up or something, right? But you voluntarily sign up for some
Sure.
um programs inside dispensaries sometimes that puts you into their database, so you get, like, rewards and whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
if we capture you stealing something, now I can put it into your little fucking profile, or I can build you a profile based off of your name directly, which is what we searched to see if you had the profile to begin with. I could do it by your name and your birthday to guarantee that you're so and so. And the next
Mhm.
time you walk through, I'm gonna go, here's your fucking ID. Get out of here, you thieving ass. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so yeah, some security measures are cool. Some of them are so unnecessary, it's not even funny. Like the amount of cameras that are inside a single dispensary, so unnecessary.
I mean, I was looking at, I mean, I saw some pictures of a dispensary not long ago that had 2 cameras, like a camera behind and a camera like right up front. And I was like, geez, Louise, you guys got to get every damn angle. And for every register, they had 2 cameras.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it.
That's, I was like, that's
Over
nuts.
the top
Yeah.
and behind, so that you can see the person and you can see like the money counting. You can see the product going from side to side, and it is
Like, what are
like
we talking about? Like, that's crazy.
when I was looking for a, because like it's a zero diversion product,
Variants. Yeah.
zero variance industry.
Mhm.
Um, so if I was looking for products, I could track things from camera to camera. I literally could watch the entire day
Sure.
go on, which again, I'm not even saying that's unnecessary. I'm like, the amount of them that there are is drastic. I would love to see from every angle still. I would love to be able to like do some of the things where like the products at, but the amount that are like, you know, I mean, we had
Hundreds.
7 outside cameras. Like,
Jeez.
yeah, but they have to be 2 of, according to the state though, 2 of them have to be low so that you can see the license plates when they're
Mhm.
coming or exiting your facility. You know, then you have to have every angle from all. It's just like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, look at the flock cameras.
Oh,
I
touche.
mean, yeah, what matters anymore anyway? Alabama, we don't have to talk super long about this, but I know Kentucky just opened their first medical dispensary this last weekend.
Oh, did they really?
Yes, they did.
Good job, Kentucky.
Yeah, great job, Kentucky. And Alabama officials approved medical marijuana dispensary licenses, readying program for sales to start in 2026.
Congrats,
Dude,
Alabama.
Kentucky and Alabama.
Yeah,
Like
literally.
this, Arkansas already has one.
Yeah. How
There
funny
was,
is it that like the Bible Belt was like, yeah, we're fucking for it, and Wisconsin and Indiana just can't figure it out, dude.
I mean, uh, you know, I lived in the South for a while, and I've been into a lot of different states in the South. And to me, most people in the South were pretty open minded about things.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can get into some like weird areas where people are just dumb and closed off, but most of the Bible Belt, people have been pretty open minded. And I mean, country boys smoke a lot of pot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But I'm so happy that that more southern states are starting to get cannabis programs. That's great. That's fantastic.
I think
Um,
yes. All of the United States should
well,
have
sure.
medical programs at least.
Uh, so it reads here the Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission Thursday approved 3 dispensary licenses, which members of the commission hailed as a critical step towards making medical cannabis available in Alabama nearly 5 years after the legislature established the program. We have waited a long time to get this point in time where we can make a decision like this, and it is monumental, Rex Vaughn, chair of the commission, said. It's a milestone meeting for us, so I'm tickled we can get it this far. GP6 Wellness, RJK Holdings, and CCS of Alabama will receive dispensary licenses within 28 days as long as the companies pay the $40,000 licensing fee.
Unreal, dude.
A 4th license will be approved by the commission in late January due to a recommendation from an administrative law judge, Vaughn said after the meeting. Let's see here.
Dude, these licenses are expensive, dog.
Well, it's a pay to play. It's a pay to play. You
Yeah,
know,
they just priced it so much, and we were talking about this the other day. Um, I don't know if it was you. It was you and I. Maybe me and somebody were talking about this in depth. Like they pretty much priced these industries so aggressively, where like no average Joe can get in. Plus, they made it like very. What's crazy is most dispensaries are owned by old police officers,
hmm
judges,
judges.
lawyers,
hmm
like the law enforcement, the people who criminalized all of the possession of this thing, and all of the people who have ever been held as a criminal was done by the same people who now own the thing and
Yeah,
gatekeep the rest of us from becoming a part of it.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Wild.
We actually talked about this probably in our first year of podcasting. Do you remember this? The only edible flavors they're allowing is peach flavored. Do you
Really?
remember this? Yeah.
Huh.
The Alabama medical cannabis law, enacted in 2021, allows registered physicians to recommend cannabis for about 15 medical conditions, including cancer, depression, Parkinson's disease, PTSD, sickle cell anemia, chronic pain, and terminal diseases. The approved product forms are restricted to tablets, tinctures, patches, oils, and gummies, only peach flavor, with raw plant material and smokable forms remaining prohibited.
There's a lot of weirdness in that.
Sure.
Two different types of depression is wild. Let's approve two depressions, but let's not put fucking multiple sclerosis in there. Let's not put,
Well,
you know,
it may actually be in there. I remember that we're just reading this, and it says here about 15 instead
that's
of
what I'm
being very
saying. Do
specific. Like
15 medical
so, like,
conditions and two of them are depressions. Like we're going to get,
but that could be whoever wrote this. They could just be, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because like if it was very specific, it would say here is the list of the diseases that are that a physician can, and then list all 15 out. This one says about 15,
Well, and that's
so
what I'm
it's
saying.
obviously,
I'm with it. They're
yeah.
paraphrasing, and I'm not saying that the what, but there was 50 of them in Illinois, right? Or there are 50 of them in Illinois. I think there was 46 when we started.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, to just narrow it down that much, and then to already open with depression and chronic pain
Sure.
is like it's just wild to me, because of how our industry started, and like, yeah, everybody's been depressed at some point.
Um, let's see here. As of Thursday, Commission distributed licenses for 9 cultivators, 4 processors, 4 transporters, and 3 dispensaries. There's also 1 patient in the registry so far,
Hold on.
which is
They got 9 people for 3 dispensaries, and they're gonna make a 4th in January? Alright, this is fun.
it
This
is
is
fun. I mean,
wild.
so like they're actually focused on cannabis as medicine. Like
Yeah,
I'm not saying that smoking is not medicine, but if we're going to talk about like, hey, these children need like epilepsy medicine, these people
yeah,
need
but
cancer medicine. So we're
if you
doing
care
oils,
about that,
tinctures. Sure.
Alabama's fucking big enough where, like, 3 dispensaries, even if you put one on the far east, the far west, and one in the fucking center of the state, like, it's gonna take how long to get to your nearest dispensary? Like,
Well, I mean, that's what they're doing in Texas. Every Texas, they've divided up into regions, and
I mean, that's what
everybody,
Illinois did, and the
yeah,
South got screwed at the beginning,
sure.
right? Like, they had, like,
Don't they always?
w well,
Doesn't Southern Illinois
I'm
always get screwed?
well, yeah, they're yeah. Yeah, I just I get it, right? Good job, progression, we're doing it. I just think that, like, when you're sitting around these panels and the people who are actually able to, like, write down pen to paper, put the fucking laws into place, why they are so bad at understanding what could be something very beneficial. Right? Like, I yeah, it's okay. Just access to medical cannabis.
Well, and
If you go to a medical professional
mhm.
and the medical professional says, "Sure, you can use cannabis as a medicine for your conditions or for your symptoms," why there has to be a law in place that navigates them how they can and what they can. It makes doctors more afraid to sign off on anything initially also, which then limits access to cannabis. They're more just making the framework for eventual taxation, like you and I
Well,
both
I
know.
mean, everybody is. I mean, the more Illinois is successful, the more states want to model their laws after Illinois.
They saw the early success of Illinois and
Yeah.
said, "We're into that. We can take
Hmm.
it." But now that they see maybe the everything that's come out since metric, the bad number keeping, the truths of what's actually being sold and now whatever, like
Sure.
you you got to be like, oh, we should backpedal a little bit and do some shit for ourselves. Get
But they
somebody who
won't.
knows
They,
anything
they
about
won't.
cannabis
It's
in
the
here.
same thing the government always does. Is they'll say, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Everything is, we're just gonna just not talk about it. Everybody can see what it is. The emperor wears new clothes. Like
Wow.
everybody can see it, but we just don't talk about it. We're just not going to talk about it. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Blah blah blah. Speaking of good, I because you were just saying, and I wanted to actually say this. Sam Blakemore, a pharmacist and member of the commission in Alabama, said in an interview after the meeting that medical cannabis can help relieve symptoms without side effects like nausea and vomiting. Quoted, everybody focuses on Delta 9, but there are over 120 chemicals in the plant that's able to give this full body experience of allowing patients to really get relief when it comes to nausea and vomiting spasticity, Blakemore said. Blakemore primarily describes drugs for pediatric oncology patients. He brought his wife and two young children to the meeting to celebrate the approval of licenses. I'm not going to say cannabis is a cure all, but the big thing with getting this done today is at least the folks that I call the sick and the shut in the state, they can get relief. They can't get relief from opioids. They can't get relief from the gabapentin. They can finally have an opportunity to try something. That's good. That's the good in this right there. As somebody who is on the commission who understands and so at least the intentions are good. Like there are people there with good intentions trying to get it into the right thing. It's not always bad, despite what I may typically think.
No, and I'm not doom and gloom. I'm like I said, cool as hell. I just think that like the way that it comes about, the speed with which it happens, like I also understand that like the culture shock that can happen when like
Hmm.
big rules change around and
Sure.
now, oh, we're seeing dispensaries down the street that we didn't see before. It's not like cannabis isn't been in the news for how long already? It's already like everybody's
It's
talking about it. People know that it exists everywhere. Colorado was one of the most traveled to states in 2015 or 16 when they signed their adult use. It was one of the most traveled to states because everybody wanted to partake and have a little bit
experience
of
it.
fun.
There's
Yeah,
cannabis tourism.
yeah,
I mean,
literally.
but like, where's the cannabis tourism now?
Nowhere because you just go home. Like you can go like down the street. How far do I have to go to partake in cannabis? And it's the same like
Well, and good cannabis, either to where the grow is or to Michigan.
yeah, I mean, I still like I said, I there's a
And
lot of
cannabis
stuff
weed
that's
isn't
come
even,
from the
or
West that I
Michigan weed isn't even that great. It's just better than Illinois.
well, it's who grows it. Dude. I've seen a lot of stuff
Oh,
grown
I've
out
seen,
west that's been amazing. Like some of the
yeah.
best flower. California really had depending on, again, who you're talking about,
Mhm.
like even in a cultivation setting, Fig Farm was one that I ran into in California. Grew amazing flower, dude. It was crazy. But then, like, they branded in Illinois and they brought a lot of their strains over, but it wasn't quite the same, dude. And it's because who grew it? Like, they
Yeah.
literally had every one of their exact strains. Like, Blueface, amazing. Unreal flower out in California.
Mhm.
It was okay here. I wasn't, like, shocked by it or blown away. So, yeah, it's just who grows it where and when. But at home typically is the
At home,
best.
typically. Yeah, I'd rather smoke my friend's weed.
Yeah.
U.S. Supreme Court rejects marijuana companies' case challenging federal prohibition.
Ooh.
Supreme Court is declining to take up a case challenging the constitutionality of federal marijuana prohibition, an issue that even one of the bench's more conservative members, Justice Clarence Thomas, had previously argued must be resolved amid the state legalization movement. The case Canna Provisions versus Bondi was on the agenda for a closed door meeting of the justices on Friday. On Monday, the court posted an order list showing that the matter failed to receive the votes needed from 4 justices to grant certiorari. Basically, it's a form of certification that the court does. And if I'm completely butchering it, I'm sure somebody will tell me that I'm wrong.
Oh,
Massachusetts based marijuana businesses had asked the court to take their case because they argued the federal law unconstitutionally prohibits interstate cannabis activity, contravening the Commerce Clause. Yeah, contravening. The issue that was raised in amicus briefs filed by supporters of the suit over recent weeks that include a public interest law firm representing a man who says federal law infringed on his property rights, libertarian think tank the Cato Institute, and the Koch-founded Americans for Prosperity Foundation. The powerhouse law firm, also Cato Institute, is a. I'm not even going to start talking shit. Never mind. The powerhouse law firm Boyes, Schiller, Flexner, LLP submitted their petition for writ of certiorari from the court on behalf of their cannabis industry clients in October, and the Justice Department subsequently declined the opportunity to file a brief for or against the case's consideration by the justices. I wanted to see what if they gave. Generally, the Supreme Court won't take up cases unless they have been thoroughly done and seen through on the lower courts first.
yeah.
So there's a whole, like, it has to be seen and appealed and double appealed and triple appealed and seen by another higher lower court. And
So
then,
if they go back through the proper steps, if they take it a court level lower and then they go
mhm.
through the process there, and let's say even maybe like there is a federal change to things and then they came back, could they then reapply to get this
Very
thing
likely.
seen?
There
Yeah.
is a very long process that they have to go through.
I don't know the court system well,
I
but
don't know it. I I know it a little bit. I don't know it super well. It's not, I'm not an attorney. I'm not, it's not like what I'm super interested in, but it is some stuff that I followed between this and the gun laws as well.
I'm not super for caging humans for profit personally, but
I mean, so yeah, so there we have it. It's got to go through some lower courts again, and then it'll be uh, up to Trump, I guess, uh, whether you believe anything he may or may not do is anything more than really lip service, because he hasn't done shit yet. Um, And the executive order that may or may not come is that executive order can't actually do anything on its own. It'll just be, hey, Pam Bondi at the Justice Department, I want you to complete the shit. I want you to do this. Actually, I was reading Kyle Sherman had a lot of good information on what this will actually do, and maybe we can share that real quick. Let's see here. So this is from Twitter, which everybody loves. In 2022, President Biden directed HHS, the Department of Justice, to review cannabis under the Controlled Substances Act. After full scientific and medical evaluation, HHS formally recommended in August 2023 that cannabis be moved from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Under that law, medical and scientific recommendation is binding to the DEA. The Department of Justice followed by issuing a proposed rule in 2024 to implement the Schedule 3 change. And where things stalled was the DEA hearing process. After the proposed rule was published, opponents requested an administrative hearing before a DEA administrative law judge. That process became boggled down in procedural disputes, delays, and appeals, leaving cannabis stuck in Schedule 1 despite HHS already concluding it belongs in Schedule 3. The Biden administration had the authority to push this across the finish line, but chose to allow the process to drift into procedural limbo, which is what government mostly does. We had the same thing. Everybody in 2022 suddenly thought that all cannabis was legal. Everybody jumped on the hype train and made YouTube videos, and everybody shared stuff on, this is just me talking now. I'm remembering that everybody's like, oh, cannabis is legal. No, it's just an executive order. It's just saying, hey, we're going to start the process for doing this. Nothing changes overnight, people. Nothing changes overnight, okay? Now Trump is expected to step in and do what Biden did not. This is not a new review and not a reset of the science. Groundwork is already done. Trump cannot reschedule cannabis by executive order alone, but he can direct the Department of Justice and DA to finalize Schedule 3 using the existing HHS recommendation and rulemaking authority rather than letting the hearing process drag on indefinitely. Once finalized, the rule typically takes effect after a short period, usually around 30 days. Any thoughts on that, Dave? Do you remember all the hype where everybody was like, oh, cannabis is all legal now. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Nobody actually follows what is actually happening.
Yeah. And the Schedule 3 thing has been talked about for a super long time. I remember listening to a few of the hearings where the DEA just kind of sucks as an organization.
Yeah.
But for the Health and Human Services to come out and go, yo, this is medicine, dog. Like, to then have the Drug Enforcement Agency shut down what the Health and Human Service Agency doesn't fucking settle well with me. It doesn't make sense that medical professionals are telling you that it's okay, but the law enforcement isn't. Like, yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Because law enforcement is based on enforcing, and medical is based on helping people. They want to continue to have their jobs of enforcement, so they believe that drugs are bad. Okay. The other thing that Kyle says about the CSA scheduling, FDA drug approval, and state cannabis regulation. Moving cannabis to Schedule 3 does not hand the industry to big pharma and does not just turn dispensaries into pharmacies. Schedule 3 is simply a classification under the Controlled Substances Act, correct? It is not FDA approval, and it is not an exclusive pharmaceutical pathway. Pharma companies operate in Schedule 3 because they choose to go through FDA approval. State cannabis operators are not doing that, and nothing about rescheduling forces them to. So far, that is all as long as it goes down as we assume it is, that's correct. State legal dispensaries also do not suddenly need a new federal license. Rescheduling alone does not federalize or legalize state cannabis markets. DEA registration applies to federally lawful controlled substance supply chains, not state regulated programs. Would you agree with that so far, Dave?
Yeah.
And Dave's worked in the state regulated programs more than most people, so I trust you on that. Those markets remain state regulated just as they are today. Cannabis will follow Schedule III drug rules when it is an FDA approved drug product like Epidiolex. Sorry. That is not true for state regulated cannabis products that are not FDA approved drugs or marketed with medical claims. Schedule III mainly ends 280E, expands research access, and recognizes accepted medical use. It creates no mandatory federal pathways.
Right.
Would you agree with?
100%, but it does allow, like he was just saying, for there to become a federal market of it, which means that theoretically speaking, we recognize it as medicine. If another place recognizes it as so, we can ship it to them and they can start to make a market, like a global market.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but that then you would probably need a federal license or something would be my guess.
Well, yeah, then you would have to go through FDA approval and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kyle Sherman, founder and CEO of FlowHub. Yeah. He's got a show on YouTube. I just thought I was reading this. I think Michael Lasley had actually reblogged something of his, and that's how I found it. And I was like, well, this all seems correct to me. So
I like that guy.
Yeah, I like that.
You should bug him and tell him to come on the show.
Michael Lasley or Kyle Sherman?
Kyle Sherman.
I probably could.
Be like,
I probably need to interact with him a little bit more instead of just being a random person that says, "Hey, come on the show." But I absolutely will try. Absolutely will try.
Hey, I read this thing that you posted, and it's like the best perspective that I've seen. And we do a little thing, and if you're ever into it, we'd love to sit and chat with you.
Well, when I'm done editing tomorrow, this will be my nice reminder to actually go and do that.
Oh yeah, nice.
Awesome. Fuck yeah. Dave, are you ready for Dave's
I'm always
Conditional Cannabis Corner?
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
All right, here we are. Welcome to it, my friends. Today, we are going to talk about cannabis as a neuroprotective medicine. I've made a couple of friends actually through the cannabis industry who had TBIs, which is a traumatic brain injury. I have had quite a few Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. As far as neuroprotection goes, this is one of the coolest realms of the medical space out there that maybe doesn't get talked about as much because the glory stories of a cancer or and even then epilepsy regulation does kind of fall into this, but it's not it's not the same as what TBIs or again Alzheimer's or whatever is. And the difference between the two, a stroke is another one too, I believe. There is a neuro impact, like the disease kind of hit or the condition kind of took because of a big blow to the system. and then there is just neurodegenerative. And there's a couple different ways that things have kind of play in it. One of the things that I think is pretty cool, cannabinoids and different cannabinoids can play in a uh, a process called excitotoxicity, which is where there is an overstimulation of neurons, and this happens a lot through, or that happens a lot through like what it, give me half a second so that my words don't fail me. There is a neurotransmitter, glutamate. That's the one, which leads to a cascade of events causing neuronal dysfunction and eventual cell death. When we throw that neurotransmitter in there, glutamate, okay, and it overdumps, it has the potential of breaking down um, your neurology, and it does so in like different things. That's like stroke victims. Again, also like this is what happens in ALS. I don't know if you guys are familiar with ALS, but that's Lou Gehrig's disease. That's what Stephen Hawkins had. He had a neurodegenerative disease, which caused him, in a prolonged period, to lose certain functions of his system. And there is a connection to, or a close draw to, this excitotoxicity, which is we just keep the excited system kind of keeps like going, and it breaks down your system over a longer period. Anyway, cannabinoids show to have a great protection in this, and a even in some instances we've seen in like um Alzheimer's and dementia, where it's not a full-blown reversal of condition, but like where you see like progress in a condition that otherwise is naturally degenerative. So a couple different things. um Endocannabinoids like 2AG rise naturally in the brain after a TBI or a stroke. Okay, so the fact that a cannabinoid and endocannabinoid is kind of spiking means that through the regulation of and with excessive cannabinoids, we may regulate the thing. But it does so in the way 2AG does something that is it reduces brain swelling, and improves like just overall functional recovery. So if we had excess cannabinoids outside of our endocannabinoids to kind of stimulate that system, we only can see how much that we could better be a neuroprotectant. CBD also, obviously, it's the anti-inflammatory, it's the antioxidant, um, and obviously, again, too, anti-epileptic, right? So all of the things that in brain damage or in a neurodegeneration uh, can just be massively beneficial. So excess cannabinoids. Um, but for things like TBI and stroke, including THC, CBD, and synthetic agonists, have reduced brain lesion size, brain edema, and improved motor and cognitive outcomes when given after the injury. So it's not like because they did it before, it's not, it's like, okay, this has been caused. Now we start to introduce, and there has been some really good research that even in animals and in human trial that both have gone on. Um, One clinical trial, because I've got some notes here, one clinical trial used a synthetic CBD compound in severe TBI patients and reported reduced intracranial pressure and better neurological function. And observational studies suggest people who test positive for cannabis at the time of TBI may have better short and long term outcomes. So it's not that, like I just said, you can use it afterwards and you're fine too. if you're using it beforehand, the potential might even be better for your short-term and long-term recovery in cannabis. So like cannabis plays as a neuroprotectant prior to and after the fact. And it really does help regulate some of the things. And that's why the excitotoxicity, that is something that is it's excessive, it's a stimulant. It just keeps coming, right? So how do we stop that stimulation from happening with consistency? And cannabinoids seem to be a beautiful thing. But it also too in neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia, there are some really cool studies and reviews that have gone on um, that CBD and then also other things like CBG, THCV, and CBDV may help in Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, Huntington's disease by combining anti inflammatory, antioxidant, and neuromodulatory effects. So it's the idea that when these conditions have happened, and this is why you guys hear me talk about it all the time, symptom relief means a ton in comparison to conditional treatment directly because it reduces the inflammation, it reduces the oxidative process, it reduces just all of the things that are deteriorative to begin with, this inflammations, but all of it. So it's not one thing or another. It's everything that's possible in each one of these little things. And even then, like we were talking about in the traumatic brain injuries, the lesions and things, to be able to repair that, those connect, it's huge. It's why, to me, I was getting excited during the news portion of this episode because it's like, there's so many benefits that have already been studied. Can there be more studies? Is like we were talking about in the news portion of this too. Is it that the Schedule 3 allows for more studies to possibly happen and more widely accepted studies to happen where there's peer review? And yes, so like very, very cool. But we're discrediting a lot of things that have already been done by not accepting the science that has already been there. And then also too, we could never in this conversation when we're talking about neuroprotection, one of the greatest properties of cannabis and one of the greatest things that it regulates is our sleep cycle. And our sleep cycle is just a big reset process for our neurology, for our brain, right? Our brain is the center of the our neurology, right? So it's how do we help protect the brain because it is, the massive system that it is that regulates every other part of our system. And but a great way to do so is by making sure that you are sleeping correctly. And what a great thing that this absolutely does for us. Again, it's not one cannabinoid. It's not okay, come in here. And that's why you guys see it when I'm talking about I'm not a medical professional. I don't recommend anything. I'm just talking about the science that is out there and what people have seen and how we can go, okay, it's kind of not one part, it's all the parts. You realize that our system is naturally producing endocannabinoids. It's a regulatory system of our body that our body naturally produces stimulants to get it to create or act in proper function. But there is also cannabinoids, plant, exo, I think it is, not endo, um, that can also regulate and stimulate the reactions of our natural body system to produce the stimulants itself. It's not always that the cannabinoids we're putting in are the only stimulant of the system. We're stimulating the system to cause the endocannabinoids to react in certain ways. So if it is that you have a traumatic brain injury or a neurological condition, or a neurodegenerative disease, I've seen some unbelievable results in the use of this plant. And I think that anybody who is on the fence of if we should give it a try or not, at a certain point, I'm saying, what is there to lose? You're not going to harm yourself any. It literally is a stimulant of the systems that will help you regenerate those processes or, get to a better state. So, that's it. I hope you're happy and healthy out there. I love y'all.
That was fantastic. My person, who I'm a caregiver for, as you know, uh, uh, had traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that cannabis helps with that. I mean, I don't definitely believe, I know that cannabis helps with that.
Dude, and it's so weird to even have to like dance around that and be like, well, you and I both have seen firsthand the benefits that this thing gives. And if it's not for everybody, fine. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But
Mhm.
where I'm literally saying to people, like, you have no clue if you haven't even tried it. If
Right.
you haven't given it a fair shake, the
I mean,
studies are out there.
I talk about that all the time about retraining your brain and using cannabis uh, when doing new things, because it helps with the elasticity of the brain, and it helps to train your brain to use it in a way that is healthy. And that's what cannabis does for the brain. Same thing with certain types of mushrooms. They can help with the elasticity of the brain. And then when you're trying new things or you're trying to form new habits while using cannabis or other sort of brain nootropics, let's say, that's the way to do it. You got to start small, use it to form better habits, new habits. It's been proven. This is the way to do it, you know?
Yeah. And just like, I mean, I can always cite my sources. I'm more than happy to, but some of these things, it's like the National Institute of Health.
Right.
It's not like I'm getting these from crap sources, like
Right.
it is, you know, um, yeah,
But
there's,
yes, if that is the way you're going to use cannabis as medicine for helping your brain, that's the way you're going to want to do it.
yeah, again, the only reason, like, yeah, the, the science is, there is science there, is what I'm saying
Yep,
too. Like, I don't know how much science you need to prove it to yourself to make yourself, but I always try to tell people, like, don't feel guilty to feel good, but
that's right.
don't put a barrier to yourself feeling good because of some wild situations. Like, I used to have this old man um that used to come in, and he just constantly would say, I don't want to get high, I don't want to get high, I don't want to get high. To where I was like, bro, you have like Parkinson's, you have,
Right.
you know, it's actually a thing that will benefit you to try. And then
Yeah.
finally, once that thing went through to him, and he was like, holy shit, I actually felt like I was able to get my shakes under control.
Hmm.
My cognitive positioning, where I was at in space and time, was huge. Like, it was the first time where I was like, wait, am I controlling this thing and it's not fully controlling me? And I like, those were the words that kind of ring to me when I'm thinking about this stuff. Like, do you want your condition to control you, or do you want to control your condition? Like, take your health into your own hands is literally that aspect
Hmm.
of it. If you're going through something, um, again, talk to every doctor in the entire world. But if you're not
But talk about
feeling
it at
better,
least.
yeah, well, my whole thing is like, don't feel guilty to feel good. It's okay
Right.
to feel something in the process of cannabis use.
Yep. And
Yeah.
it's okay to be scared sometimes.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to, like, yeah, just tell people, like, don't be scared. Look at, like, does it look like I want to hurt anybody? I love
Yeah.
people.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens this week. It's going to be a big week in cannabis. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If there's a big move, maybe we just record another episode early in the day when it happens and try and put it out pretty quick so that people can hear it early, our perspective of it. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like a massive 1 hour thing, but if something big happens,
Maybe do a 15, 20 minute.
yeah, just a little powwow. And maybe even then we pull in a couple of our other good friends, maybe a Cole or,
Yeah.
something of that nature to have some conversation about it.
Hell yeah. Let's see what happens. We love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.